Prologue. Sergeant Hellion of Kartul City investigates a sealed Grand Temple of Durek after a mysterious Malaz Island arrival named Banasher warns of trouble. Breaking in, Hellion and her guards discover the temple's priests brutally slaughtered. Banasher vanishes through sorcery, leaving no description and raising fears of mage involvement. As authorities mobilize, the massacre signals a deeper, unseen threat. Elsewhere, 12. Nameless Ones perform a forbidden ritual to release Dijim Nebrol, a seven-souled diverse demon created from Trollbarrel spirits. They free him to weaponize chaos against other powers, demanding payment in blood. Using Otatarol to dissolve ancient wards, the ritual unleashes Dijim, who immediately slaughters most of the Nameless Ones. The demon enters the world hungry and unbound. At the ritual's aftermath, Taralak Veed senses Dejim's release and begins tracking him. Finally, at a remote crossroads hamlet, Barathol Makar prepares to defend civilians as approaching Talan Imas warriors advance, foreshadowing imminent violence tied to the demon's awakening. Book 1. The Thousand-Fingered God. In Chapter 1, multiple plotlines advance across 7 cities. Upsalar enters Erliton secretly, drinks heavily, and takes a room before moving into the Shadow Warren. There, she encounters 2 imprisoned ghosts, Telerast and Curdle, once powerful mages bound in shadow after facing a 7-headed demon. She escorts them out to the Genrub, but forces them to remain behind while she completes an assassination. Apsalar infiltrates a hidden temple and discovers her intended target, Mibra, already dead. She is attacked by another assassin, whom she kills, and realizes he was a priest of the Nameless Ones, marking deeper manipulation at work. Meanwhile, Kamaleoman of the Flails leads the last remnants of the rebellion through the desert, pursued methodically by Tavore's Malazan army. Korab reinforces Leoman's resolve, framing their flight as the final embodiment of the apocalypse. Elsewhere, Karsa Orlong rescues Samardev in the wastelands and brings her into Ugarat, escalating tensions with local authorities while revealing the rebellion's collapse. In Chapter 2, Shadow Throne summons Iskaral Pust and decides to use him, then sends Cotillion to seek allies in the realm of Shadow. Cotillion meets Edgewalker and visits imprisoned Elaint dragons Ampalas, Eloth, and Kalse, learning they once sought the Shadow Throne and were chained by Anamander Rake. Cotillion refuses to free them, concluding they would worsen the coming war and exploit the sundered nature of Shadow. He confirms the crippled god is using fractured warrens to spread corruption, and that Shadow Throne faces this threat largely alone. Meanwhile, Kama Mappo and Icarium explore the reborn Rarakusi, uncovering ancient Imas crimes against Jagut children and triggering fragments of Icarium's memories, prompting a journey toward Trebor. Elsewhere, Kamakutter's group is attacked by bandits. Greyfrog brutally kills them and secures horses. The 14th Army continues its strained pursuit of Leoman, marked by infighting and fatigue, while Quick Ben, Kalam, Fiddler, Dujek, and Tashrin meet to discuss growing dangers. In Chapter 3, Apsala reflects on Mibra's assassination and learns from Cotillion that Mibra was positioning himself as a high priest of the old Shadow cult, making his death necessary. She investigates further, discovers that the Trigal Trade Guild has been gathering information in Erliton, and uncovers Mibra's hidden clay tablets. These reveal Nameless One's involvement, Taralak Veed's presence in 7 cities, and evidence that an ancient demon has been unleashed. Elsewhere, Kamakarsa Orlong assaults Moraval Keep in Ugarat alone, breaches the Iron Gates, and battles a massive imprisoned reptilian creature, ultimately killing it. He exits the keep wounded, but victorious, alarming Ugarat's rulers. Meanwhile, Kamaleoman of the Flails confirms his intention to make a final stand at Yugatan. The 14th Army pursues through unstable warrens, where Bottle intervenes in a dangerous spirit ritual. As Kalam and Quick Ben travel by warren, massive entities emerge from chaos, forcing them to flee toward Yugatan. In Chapter 4, multiple converging threats advance. Mappo Runt and Icarium discover a recently exposed chasm and descend into a buried Kashain Shemal skykeep. Inside a frozen lake, they find an ancient mechanism containing a dead Kachain pilot preserved by Jagut ice. Exploring deeper, they enter the floating fortress itself and discover a crucified dead dragon, Sorit, confirming catastrophic ancient conflict and awakening troubling fragments of Icarium's lost knowledge. Elsewhere, Kamakutter's group encounters a monastery of Durek whose priests were annihilated by a supernatural force. A gate opens and the Soldier of Hood appears, hunting Skinner, revealing disturbing hints about Daruistan's hidden powers before departing. Uppsala travels by shadow and meets Urko Krust, confirming her bond to Cotillion and her intent to complete her remaining tasks before disappearing. Meanwhile, Taralak Veed continues tracking Dejim Nebrel under a Nameless One's bargain. Finally, Leoman of the Flails seizes Yugatan by killing its ruler, declaring a final stand against the Malazan army. In Chapter 5, the Bone Hunters advance toward